We welcome you to our classes. Dear students, we are going to deal with 5 MCQ questions. As usual, after each question, we have provided a post button. If students so wish, they can post their laptop, phones, etc. and try to answer the question themselves. In order to encourage them, we have introduced this. After that, they can resume again and then check their answers. Let's first look at the question number 1. An increase in both debtors and creditors payment period could result in an increase in working capital, decrease in working capital, an increase in current asset, and increase current asset and current liability, decrease in current asset and current liability. If you look at this question, they have mentioned 2 things here. One is creditors payment period or debtors payment period. What is this payment period? You see, when you buy on credit or when you sell on credit, at the end of the year, some amount will remain outstanding. We are going to work to see how many days that outstanding represents. Now let us see this before we move into the answer. Let us check this small working. Here it's given purchases for the year divided by 365 days multiplied by repayment period, that is number of days, that will give the creditors outstanding. Same way, sales for the year divided by 365 days, repayment period, number of days, will give you the debtors outstanding. Now in this question, just we have given you a small example. Say the either purchases or sales is 365,000. Then for the year, there are 365 days. If it is divided by that, say that outstanding represents 30 days. In that case, the outstanding amount, either creditors balance or a debtors balance, will be 30%. As you see here, what is given in the highlight, if it is, say, instead of 30 days, if it is 40 days, it means it will be naturally more. If the number of days are reduced, it will get reduced. If the number of days are increased, it means the amount will get increased. Now we will go back to another slide and just to recapitulate what we already know. That is working capital. They have mentioned several times in the question about working capital. Working capital is current assets minus current liability. If current assets, if any of these current assets increase more than the liability, working capital will increase. If current liability increase more than the current increase of current assets, then working capital will get reduced. Now we'll go back to the question to see how we can answer. Now they say that increase in both debtors and creditors payment period. Now, as we have already discussed and understood, as if these things increase, quite naturally, this will increase. So if the creditors repayment period is increased, the creditors outstanding will be more. If it is debtors increase, then it is debtors outstanding will be more. And coming back to this answer, they say increase in working capital. For increase in working capital, it has to be current assets becoming current assets getting increased more than the current liability, then there will be a working capital. Now in the sum, it is nothing like that is stated. So increase in working capital cannot be the answer. Same way, if the liability only increase, then the working capital can come down. But the question doesn't say about liability increasing. Then if you see the third one, here they say debtors payment period is increased, quite naturally current asset will increase. They say creditors payment period is also increased, then the current liability will increase. So this is the answer. And by increasing the creditors payment, current assets neither will get reduced nor the current liability. So we'll move on to the next question. Current liabilities of CFS Limited include the following. Dividend payable year 2001, 30,000, 2,000, 2,500. Cash flow statement for the year ended in 2001 shows a dividend payment of 27,000. What were the dividend in profit and loss account for the period ended 2001? In order to get the answer of this question, the simple way, the sure way, is to go on a T account and plot all the information given here. If you see here, they have given an opening balance of 25,000. That is in year 2000. So since it is dividend payable, it's a liability account. So quite naturally, it will have a credit balance, which is entered here. Then at the end of the year, there is an outstanding of 30,000. That again a credit balance. In order to bring that credit balance here, we have to enter it here in debit. So credit balance is given, and in the sum they have said they have paid a dividend of, as per the cash flow, 27,000, which is just entered here. And quite naturally, the balancing figure will be the one. Here it is 32,000, 25,000, yes, 32,000. What does this balance represent? This is the real dividend expenses, which is debited to profit and loss account, credited to this account. Now we'll move on to the next question. A debit entry in bank statement will have which effect on the level of bank overdraft and bank balances? Some answers are given. Bank overdraft increase, bank balance increase, OD decrease, bank balance decrease, OD increase, bank balance decrease, decreasing. Now, if you look at the question, here they say, in the bank statement, a debit entry have been made. Bank statement means this is as per the bank's record. If the bank is debiting our account, in our account, it is a credit payment. It is a payment on the credit side. If the bank has entered it in the debit side, in our book, it will be the credit side. Now let us just put this into, we have made a small working for you all. In that, if you see, say bank overdraft, which is a credit balance, bank balance is a debit balance. Say that to both account, just for example, just to do a working, say the balance is 10,000. OD balance is 10,000 credit. So if there is a debit in the bank statement, as we said already, it will be a credit in our book. So when you do the credit entry here, already 10,000 is here, credit, there is a 5,000 credit. So quite naturally, it will become 15,000. it means it's an increase. If you look at if it is a balance situation, the balance will be 10,000, which is a debit balance. Then if you do a credit of 5,000, that will reduce the balance. Therefore, this will be the position. Now, if you look at the question again, they say increase, increase. Now, in our answers, we looked at it, okay? It is increase in the OD, decrease in the balance. So all other answers will be not chosen. So increase in the overdraft, decrease in the bank balance is the answer, as it is shown here. Now we'll move on to the next question. During the year, 4,000 was paid for motor expenses. At the end of the year, charge to profit and loss account was 5,000 with an accrual of 2,500 in the balance sheet. What was the last year's balance sheet amount for motor expenses? Otherwise, the opening balance. Answering this question, again, the safest way is to go on a T account. So we will plot all this information to T account and see what results we get. Here, if you see, during the year, 4,000 was paid as a motor expenses, cash payment, so cash credit, motor expenses account debit. Then they say that there is a profit and loss account charge of 5,000. That is P&L debit, motor expenses account credit. Then also they say there is an outstanding of 2,500, which is given here. There is an accrual of 2,500. That means at the end of the year, there should be a credit balance of 2,500. In order to get 2,500 here, we will have to introduce the entry here. So if you see these two accounts, when you balance it, there's a difference of 1,500. What could be that difference? Quite naturally, it is the opening balance or the balance shown as an accrual in the last balance sheet. We'll move on to the next question. During a period, business had a sale of 148,000, which made a gross profit of 40,000. Purchase amounted to 100,000 and opening stock was 34,000. Now they want us to value the closing stock. 4 options are given. In order to answer this question, we will find this as an excuse or a excuse to learn something. You see, there are certain equations. The entire accounting is an equation. It is not necessary for you to memorize this. This clean grasp of these equations must be in the minds of the students. Now, this has been prepared not for answering this question. It is for our usual real-time Zoom classes. Just to explain here. Now, in this sum, we were given the sales figure and we have been given the gross profit. So with that, we will have to find out important information so that this formula will be helpful. Sales, gross profit. So sales minus cost of sales is gross profit. Then sales minus gross profit will be cost of sales. So if you have the cost of sales, it is easy for us to find out the answers later. So if you look at this working, sales 148,000, gross profit 40,000, therefore cost of sales is 108,000. Now with this information, they have given us these two. opening stock at 34,000, purchases of 100,000. They are not given the closing stock. They want us to find out. So if you take that, then these two accounts, these two revenue accounts will give a total of 134,000. If you remove the cost of sales, it has to be quite naturally stock. If you look at the formula once again, okay, opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock is cost of sales. So if you take the cost of sales minus opening stock minus purchases, then you will get the closing stock. This is what we have done is working, and which is in this sum is 26,000. If you look at that, that represents the answer B. So now we have dealt all 5 questions. And if you have any clarifications, further details to obtain, or if you are not totally understood the answers, then you can discuss with us by calling us on this number. It's available. Also, we have a YouTube channel, which is SL Account School. In that, we will be uploading these class details or the recording of this session. In case if the students want to go back and then go through them, they are most welcome to do so. We kindly request the students if they can subscribe this YouTube channel, SL Account School, and if you can promote this, that is by informing your fellow students, they also can benefit. There is no payment involved. It is just for the process of learning. So if you can encourage others also to subscribe, then this platform will grow. More children can benefit. So for the time being, we will conclude this session, and we will resume again with another class. Thank you very much.